What's up, Titans fans? I'm here in my car again, following the Titans' loss to the Bengals 20-16. Titans fall to 7-4 on the season. A few things I want to say about this game. First of all, this is not the most important thing that I have to say, but I'm just going to get this one out of the way. I am very disappointed in the Titans defense today. Very disappointed. I don't want to harp on it too much because they're usually really good, and they've been really good. But I thought this was a very out of character, disappointing effort from the defense. Christian Fulton and Roger McCreary got mossed by T. Higgins. They got absolutely, they got mossed. McCreary's was for a touchdown. Fulton's was to let him down there at the end. They got posterized on those two plays. Defensive line, I love Big Jeff. We all love Big Jeff. He did some good things here and there, but they kept him in check for the most part today. I don't know if he's still not 100% or what. Bud Dupree he didn't do anything. I think we had one sack. It looked a lot like the defense from 2 years ago. Just could not get to the passer. And Joe Burrow is a guy who holds the ball a little longer than some other quarterbacks, and they still couldn't get to him. Very disappointing. The run defense, I'm not going to say P. Ryan, lit the world on fire, but he did better than most people would have thought he would, and there were some plays where, it was just poor tackling. Very out of character for Titans defense. Poor tackling and just not very aggressive, not very physical. Surprising. I'm not going to say too much more about it because it's one performance out of, most of the others. They've been pretty good, but that was disappointing. You know what else is disappointing? Todd Downing. I just, I don't get it. He's not good at his job. He said last week something about he got death threats for, stuff. And of course, that's ridiculous. So I'm not here to, take it too far or anything. I'm just saying, I'm just being practical. Guy's not good at his job. If you're a cashier at Walmart and you're not very good at it, they're going to fire you and go hire somebody that is. If you're a mechanic that can't fix no cars, they're going to fire you and find somebody who can. If you're an offensive coordinator in the NFL and you can't call good plays or have the right personnel out there, well, you should fire somebody and get somebody in here who will. And if Mike Vrabel ain't going to fire the guy, Nashville PD may. And I don't want to make a joke about it because it's a serious thing and nobody should drive drunk. And I'm not going to make a joke about that because that's nothing to joke about. I'm just saying, it looks like that's the only hope of him not having a job anymore. The play calling today, let me tell you one point in the game where I literally thought about, could I do a better job than this? The Titans had gotten down there. I think it was second quarter. They were in the red zone. They'd had a big play to get down there. And it was the end of the first quarter. That's what it was the end of the first quarter. So they take the timeout at the end of the first quarter. They came back on 1st and 10 with a designed tight end screen to Jeff Swaim. That offense huddled up over there on the sideline. That's what I'm talking about. Bad at his job. He's bad at his job. He's just not any good. They huddled up over there for an entire TV timeout and said, listen, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to try to get the ball to Burks. We're not going to try to get the ball to Woods or Henry or Okonkwo or Hooper. No. We're going to design a tight end screen for the literal, God bless the guy, I'm sure Jeff Swaim is a nice fella. He is the worst target on this team. You would be better off trying to throw the ball to Torrey Carter, the fullback, out of the backfield. He is by far the worst tight end on this team. I don't want to hear another word about he's the best blocking tight end we have. No, I don't even care. That was their call out of a timeout. And let me go a little deeper than just with Downing here. Is there nobody over there that could be like, hey, Todd, that's a stupid call, and we shouldn't run it? Ryan Tannehill, he's a veteran in this league. Can Ryan Tannehill not look at him and be like, Todd, that is idiotic and we're not going to do it? Can Derrick Henry, who's the leader of this team, can he not step up and say, hey, Todd, you're a moron. We're not running that play? Even Jeff Swaim, you just got to humble yourself, bro. Look at this guy and be like, do not throw the ball to me. Audible out of this. Just that play call in a nutshell. Why is that even an option? You're in the red zone. You're trying to go down there and I think take the lead at that point. And the brilliant idea in the timeout, you had time. You had a full TV timeout to talk about it. I'm going to go horse talking about this. You had a full TV timeout to talk about it. And you said, God, let's run that tight end. Design tight end screen to Jeff Swaim's what we need. Even if he caught it, he would have gotten like a 3-yard gain because the guy has no speed. Why is he on the team? That's one play call that's baffling. Let's talk about another one, shall we? Late in the game, 20-13. Titans are trying to go down there and tie it. It's 2nd and 10, I think. And I knew from the second I saw the formation, it was stupid. Henry out wide at a wide receiver position. You wouldn't even run that in Madden. If you lined up playing the video game and saw Derrick Henry lined up out wide, you would be like, man, let me hit the timeout button. Let me hit square and audible out of this. Not Downing, though. That's what he wanted. And so I think they tried to, like, Henry in motion. They faked a jet sweep to Henry and then tried to screen it to somebody. And then it just stupid. Bad at his job, and we keep him on the payroll, baby. And like I said, only hope is that the Nashville PD takes him off. Not making a joke, though. I'm not trying to make a joke about the drunk driving DUI thing. That's not funny. That's a serious matter. I'm just saying. That's the only hope this guy. And listen, offensively, against Green Bay, everybody was so excited. Oh, my gosh, look at what this offense did against Green Bay. Great. I always approach that kind of crap with cautious optimism. I'm like, man, let's see if they can keep it going now. We got to see if they can keep it going. Spoiler, they didn't. They did not keep it going. Treylon Burks did some more great stuff today. Would love to see him be more of a focal point. He didn't even start. That's how they built off of his great game against Green Bay. They came out there with the starting lineup, and he wasn't in it. He did some good stuff today. Tannehill was all right. He's still hurt. Tannehill's not 100%. Credit to the Bengals. They shut Henry down like they did in the playoffs. And Todd Downing shut down whoever else we had. And then the Kevin Strong at the end. What a way to finish the game off. They're going to kick field goal. It's going to be 23-16, down by touchdown with a shot to go down there and tie it. Although our kicker probably would have missed the extra point. This Kevin Strong, boneheaded, stupid, idiotic, moronic penalty knocks the snapper over, and that's how it ends. What an awful way to lose. A stupid, idiotic penalty. The Titans did not look like themselves today. Because let me tell you something. You know what? I know there's going to be some Bengals fan watch this. The Bengals look like the team that got put out in the playoffs by the Titans, and they were coming in for revenge. That's what they looked like. The Bengals looked hungrier. They looked more physical. They looked more like they wanted to be there. The Titans looked like a team who beat Green Bay at Lambeau and thought, oh, we're awesome. And then came out and laid an egg. Like they always do whenever they put on a good performance, they come out the next week and humble us all by putting on a horrible performance. Every time. You can't just feel good about the team. They have to make sure to let you know, don't get too excited. We still have elements of our team that suck, and we're going to remind you of them emphatically the next time we're on the field. It is just so frustrating to watch this team. And you want to know something that should discourage us all? Look at who the Titans have beaten. I'm glad, they're 7-4. They're sitting pretty in the AFC South still because the AFC South's a horrible division. They're 7-4. They've beaten the Colts twice. The Colts are horrible. They've beaten the Texans. The Texans are the worst team in the league. They've beaten the Raiders. The Raiders are horrible. They beat the Broncos. The Broncos are horrible. And they beat the Packers. Everybody's all excited about beating the Packers at Lambeau. Man, they're 4-7. The Packers ain't that good either. And then they beat the Commanders, who honestly, that's their most quality win of the year. They beat the Commanders, who are playing more inspired now. That Commanders team that they beat, and it took them to the last play to beat them, that Commanders team had Carson Wentz. They were not nearly as good at that point as they are now. The Titans have lost to the Giants. They have lost to the Bills. They got killed by the Bills. They have lost to the Chiefs, and now they have lost to the Bengals. You want to know what I'd be saying if I was an outsider watching the Titans? Okay, they can beat the bad teams. They're better than the Packers. They're better than the Broncos. They're better than the Colts. I'm pretty sure this garbage can over here I'm looking at is better than the Texans. But they can't beat the teams like the Chiefs and the Bengals and the Bills. They can't beat those teams. You want to know why people are going to say that? Because look at what's happened so far. They ain't beat nobody good. 7-4 is great. Now they got to play the Eagles. I'm going to save my thoughts for that. I do a podcast every single week. Two-tone talk. We talk about the Titans, we talk about the NFL. We'll talk plenty about the Eagles and A.J. Clown and all the other stuff going on. But I just want to say right now, I'm talking about this game today. And there'll be a new episode of the podcast up tomorrow you can check out. As far as this game today, disgusted. Disappointed in the defense. Disgusted with Todd Downing. Disgusted with the fact that the Titans let the Bengals come in there and bully them. The Bengals came in and bullied the Tennessee Titans today. I don't know what happened. You win some, you lose some, but I was watching a Titans team today that it looked like they forgot who they were. It looked like they forgot what their identity was. They were getting pushed around. You go out there and beat the Bengals today, and everybody's feeling great about the Titans. But instead, you do what you do. Anytime you play a team that's good, you lose. And it's because of not even mediocre, a garbage offensive coordinator, a very disappointing performance by the defense. Is Danico Autry that important to the defense? Gosh. We'll talk more about it tomorrow on the podcast. Two-tone talk. Titans are 7-4. I have nothing else I have plenty to say, but I don't want to lose my voice. Bye, everybody.